Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kaitlin, and as you guys can see in the title, today I'm going to be talking about things I wish I knew before going into freshman year of college. Going into freshman year, I almost feel as if I were almost blinded by the reality of college. I was just so excited to graduate high school. I was so excited to get out of my hometown and enjoy the new city that I live in. It is the day before I move in to Emerson, and just overall, I was just excited to live a different life, if that makes any sense. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of the tips and tricks that I have under my sleeve about freshman year of college and just going into freshman year. So if you're a high school student or a prospective college student, stay tuned till the end of this video to hopefully acquire some new tips that usually people don't express about freshman year and about college. If you are a current college student, you may find something in this video useful, so definitely stick around till the end of this video to see what I have for you guys today. I also asked some of my friends to share some of the things that they wish they knew before freshman year. Also, just a quick little disclaimer. As I said, I just finished my first year of college, so things I have to share with you guys today are based from my first year of college and just going into freshman year. So I obviously still have to go through sophomore, junior, and senior year of college, which I am very excited for, but I just wanted to give you guys a little disclaimer that my experiences are just mainly for the freshman student. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. When you get into your freshman year of college, as I said before, when it came to orientation and the first week of classes, the number one thing that was on my mindset was finding new friends and finding that little niche of people that you could always count on and just people that you would see a lifelong potential friendship with. And I think I was almost blindsided by the fact that I needed to find a friend group. Honestly, you can't really force a friendship at all. So one thing I have to say for meeting friends is that they're going to gravitate towards you because you will have the same interests, you'll have the same passions, and you will have this friendship that will be everlasting. Like, don't force anything. I think going into college, I think I had to force friendships to make all those connections and to meet all those people, but you really don't. But along with that, when you join communities such as Greek life, extracurricular activities, you can't force friendships. You can't just not put effort in. If you don't put effort in, you're obviously not gonna meet those people that are destined to be your friends. And obviously, if you don't put effort in, if you don't take the initiative to hang out first, or ask them to hang out, or ask them to get some dinner, or ask them to study, then you're not gonna be friends and you're not gonna create that bond that will last a lifetime. So if you don't put effort in, you're not really making those connections wisely. With meeting other students on campus, you're obviously a freshman, you're a first year student. Be friends with upperclassmen. They have 1, 2, or 3 years ahead of you, and they will give you advice for you to succeed at your school. And so if you just talk to or you befriend an upperclassman, they will help you and guide you through your experience at your school. Make friends in your classes. I didn't really think this was a big one until I got to my classes, and I didn't know anyone that I met through orientation. I didn't know any of the people in my classes. So if I were to have a question that I didn't want to ask the professor because it was like a tedious question, I would want to ask the people in my class. And so if you don't make any friends in your class, you're not going to have that ability to talk to classmates about your assignments, and ultimately you may be behind because of that. I definitely learned this maybe I think a month into my classes. You need those connections with those people that you see 2-3 times a week. Or even if you're a college student now, you're gonna have classes sophomore, junior year with people you haven't even met or you haven't even seen. So take that time to talk to the person next to you, to get to know them, to ask them a question about the assignment. It'll be worth it in the long run. One thing that's not really talked about a lot is the amount of theft on campus. If you really think about it, students like you are saving money and are on a budget. Theft on campus is actually, it's there. Like, people steal stuff. You have to realize that. If you live in a city like me, we have the Boston Common right in front of us, and theft, if you leave your stuff on the bench for like 2 seconds, it's gonna get stolen. Just be mindful and be aware of the possessions, where you leave your possessions on campus. Okay, so let's talk about academics for a little bit. So your professors are very understanding. They probably have been teaching for a couple years, and so they know that students have other obligations. They know that students are really busy, and they know that they're passionate about their schoolwork. They know that you may need an extension or you may need some help. They understand, and you definitely need to know this, because if you're feeling behind, you have an assignment that you haven't put your best effort in, reach out to your professor and they'll hopefully most of the time understand your circumstances. So definitely take advantage of that. Also take advantage of office hours. Office hours are extremely vital when going into freshman year and even college. Having a good relationship with your professor leads to more connections in the long run. You'll have more resources to ask for letters of recommendation, so definitely take advantage of those office hours and get to know your professors. In class, they have 30 other students that they need to take care of, but if you visit their office hours, it's going to be one-on-one, and literally they have to go to their office hours, so they cannot miss them. They're always available for you. So take advantage of it. This tip is a tip from my friend Delilah, because I am not a STEM student, but she is, and she told me that if you're taking STEM classes, read the textbook. This isn't high school anymore. You can't just BS your way through it. I mean, let's be honest, sometimes you can, and yeah. But the point of college is to immerse yourself into the education and actually learn what you're learning. In high school, it's kind of like you'll breeze by it, it doesn't really matter. When you get to college, it's like your career path is there for you, and people are trying to help you learn. If you just BS your way through it and not read the textbooks, you're not gonna learn anything. This also goes with a lot of classes that I'm taking. My marketing class, my first semester, I wasn't really taught that much in the classroom. That's why you have to read the textbook, because you're teaching yourself those couple of hours outside of the classroom. You're learning things outside of the classroom that you would inside of the classroom if you had the time. Also, with professors, use Rate My Professor when you first get your schedule. When you're trying to figure out your schedule for second semester freshman year and even sophomore, junior year, and senior year of college, use Rate My Professor. If you're a college student and you don't know what Rate My Professor is, are you even living? I didn't really know what Rate My Professor was going into freshman year. When you first get your schedule, look up your professors. You're taking the professor, not the class. When you're trying to figure out classes, say for example, you have an economics class, for example. If you look on Rate My Professor and the professor you have gives boring lectures and just is not a very good professor, find a professor that will give you your education and your experience that you are paying for. You are literally paying hundreds of dollars for each class you go to. And so take the time to realize who your professors are. Along with scheduling, diversify the classes you take in one day. If you're taking 3 classes or 2 classes that are the same topic, I guarantee you are going to lose your mind and your thoughts are just going to be all over the place, and at the end of the day you're just going to get burnt out. You're not going to be able to do any work, you're not going to be able to do anything. You're going to have to take a nap or drink some coffee. But diversify your schedule so you have different topics so your mind can go different places each day. Try to give yourself a break day. Wednesday is definitely a good day because it's in the middle of the week. If you have classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday is the perfect day to have a break if you're able to have one. Also, on that note, don't take 8 a.m.s. You may think it's good because, in high school, I took classes. I went to school at 8 a.m. I woke up at 7 a.m. In college, it is so hard to wake up at 7:30 for your 8 a.m. Let me tell you, it's hard. If you have the ability to not take an 8 a.m., just don't do it. Help yourself now. Also, if you have the ability to not take a class on Friday, do it. You'll have a 3-day weekend. You'll have 3 days to catch up on work and 3 days to just debrief and just breathe from all of the classes. So no classes on Fridays is a lifesaver, guys, and it'll also help you go out on weekends. So yeah. The last thing with scheduling I want to add is try to schedule your classes around your meals. I had a really difficult time with this because I thought I had the perfect schedule second semester. I had a 12 p.m. and a 2 p.m. From 12 to 4 I had classes, but I didn't usually eat breakfast. I had a snack for breakfast, a Cliff Bar, and I wasn't able to eat lunch. I was starving for 4 hours and all I could think about was my hunger and not the classes or the lectures that I was sitting in. So try to schedule your eating times around your schedule or when you're trying to decide your schedule. Or just bring a snack to class because trust me, you'll be hungry. Leading on to food, meal plan is a really big thing. I had literally no idea before freshman year. I literally just did not know like what a meal plan consisted of. My school ended up giving me the unlimited plan like they did for the rest of the freshmen. So realize what meal plan you have before you go into it. Meal swipes are a really weird thing. For me, I didn't really eat like actual meals. I mainly put all of like, I snacked the entire day, or I would just grab like sushi, but I couldn't use a meal swipe for sushi. So my school has this thing called board bucks, and so you have these dollars that come in your tuition that you can spend at the convenience store or grocery store or cafes around your campus. Those are easy to grab and go rather than just sit down in your dining hall. So take advantage of your board bucks rather than your dining hall swipes. Wait to buy textbooks before you go to at least one of your classes. At least for me, it wasn't really necessary for me to buy or rent my textbooks before classes even started. You don't even realize if you actually need them, and you can also go on this website called Library Genesis, and they have tons of books, and you just put in your title and author, and 90% of the time you'll find your book. So use Library Genesis as an ebook reference or resource. Okay, so I want to talk about nightlife and the party scene and the weekends during freshman year. All I want to say is take advantage of the time you have and go out. Your work will be there when you get back. You only have one freshman experience once, so literally take all of the time and use it. Okay, literally 2 months of my freshman year was cut short and I wasn't able to do a lot of the things that I wanted to do. I didn't do a lot of the things, like I saved most of the things I wanted to do for the end of it. Obviously, you never know when a global pandemic is going to hit you, but I saved all of the things I wanted to do to the end of my semester, and I just wanted to experience college in freshman year, like everyone does. And so take the time to go out, but also save your money. Drink supplies, guys, they are so expensive. If you think about it, your drink supplies plus your transportation to places you want to go, it adds up. Money as a college student is, as you guys know, very valuable. You burn through money with these different activities so fast. Before you go to college, set an amount of money that you want to spend just for these activities. Trust me, this will save you in the long run. It'll save you a ton of money. So please just do that. I definitely learned that the hard way, but do that. Also, try and walk to places you're going and Uber back. Try to not use Uber and Lyft as much because it'll save you a ton of money. It really will. That's where a lot of my expenses went through freshman year, so just take that into consideration. Go to events that give you free stuff. During orientation and maybe the first couple of months of your first semester, there's gonna be tons of events that just hand out free food and free campus merchandise. So use that advantage because you're paying so much money to go to this school and you still have to pay full price for your merchandise at the bookstore. Take advantage of this free stuff, you won't regret it. Just do it. Napping is normal and socially acceptable. In high school, I never napped. I went to school, had after-school activities, did my homework, and then went to sleep. During college, you're gonna nap, and it's perfectly fine to. If you nap every single day, it's perfectly fine, and you're getting more Z's than you probably did at night. So napping is honestly your best friend, and sleep is your best friend. So use that information very wisely. Syllabus week is real, and it is amazing. If you don't know what syllabus week is, basically, I think I was talking about this earlier, it's like the first week, it's the first couple of classes that you have before you get into the curriculum. So basically the professors are just trying to get to know you, they're trying to outline the whole semester, and yeah, it's the best week ever. You don't really learn anything. Sometimes your professors let you out early, but not in all cases. But yeah, syllabus week it's a thing. Find a space other than your dorm room to do work. In your dorm room, it's your sacred space. You're there to sleep, you're there to sometimes eat, you're there to socialize, and you're there to go on your phone, watch Netflix. You're gonna think you can do that while you're studying in your room at your desk. If you find a space in the library or a study room, you're gonna realize that's a better place that you'll find less distractions in. A lot of students ultimately change their majors. If you don't know what you want to study, don't sweat it. Like, really, don't think that you have to pick your major and it will be your lifelong career path. You can change it during freshman, you can change it during college. Like, it's easy. At some schools it may be harder than others to get into programs, but don't think that it's the end of the world if you got in for something but you want to actually study something else. Trust me, your career path and your success will come. This one hits different. This one's my personal favorite. If you don't already, you will love coffee and or caffeine. Obviously coffee has caffeine in it, but this is where you get your energy. If you don't get it from coffee, you get it from energy drinks, tea, like soda, but you don't want the freshman 15 obviously calories. You're gonna spend so much money on coffee. Let me tell you this, if you're not gonna spend like your board bucks on coffee, you're gonna buy it from Starbucks or Dunkin', and your money is just gonna go downhill. Like, it's gonna plummet. So I recommend, if you do drink a lot of coffee like me, buy a Keurig. Get one for your room. You'll save so much money while getting caffeine. If you don't like coffee now, you will in a couple months. This one I haven't used personally, but I think it's kind of necessary to tell you guys. If you need to make a paper longer, because at college you write so many papers. I think I wrote more bibliographies in my first year of college than my entire life in high school and in middle school, whatever. If you want to make your papers longer, use the find and highlight tool on Drive or Word and highlight all of your commas and your periods and increase the size to 14. It's not that noticeable, and if you want to make your paper like 10% larger, use this. I personally haven't done it. So this one's just a tip and a random tip for all college students, and if you're going into college, you are responsible for your own well-being and your own wellness. Your parents aren't going to be there to watch over you when you're there, and you're an adult. So you have to realize that it's your responsibility to take care of yourself. It's your responsibility for your hygiene, your times to work out, your water consumption. You're there for yourself and you're responsible for yourself. So please be responsible for yourself. And your immune system will thank you as well. And trust me, your roommates and your suite mates and your floor mates will thank you. Cherish your downtime. You probably won't have a lot of downtime when you're at school, so take that extra time on a Sunday to just debrief, value that time to maybe go for a walk or explore a different part of your city or your campus that you didn't realize. In all honesty, really cherish your time. Just do it. Just cherish your time. RAs are not that bad. RAs are just like you. They are students, but the only thing is their job is to look after you. Their job is literally to look after you. That's the title of the RA position. In most cases, they're students just like you. They're involved in a ton of activities. They want to have the college experience like you. Their just job is to look after you. So befriend your RAs. They're really nice. They're not that bad. I had really good RAs my freshman year. And yeah, I wasn't really worried about them. Okay, so my last thing I have for you guys is to keep an open mind. So I thought going into my freshman year, I had an open mind. I left all of the assumptions I had from my high school. It's a whole new life. You think you have a mindset of it's a fresh start, it's a restart. You're meeting so many different people. You're in a new different environment. Remember to keep an open mind. Don't let assumptions consume you and your way of thinking. If you keep a closed mind, then you're not gonna meet a lot of people and you're not gonna experience a lot of things that you would regret in the long run. You'll absorb and learn new things and different things that you never knew were possible. So keep an open mind. So if you reached this point of the video, I applaud you for staying this long. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. I know I ramble on a lot, but I love talking about college and like my freshman year. So if you want to see more content like this, just hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. If I left any things out about things I wish I knew my freshman year of college and you're a rising sophomore, junior, senior, just comment down below. I'm sure a lot of other students would love to hear what you guys have to think. And I would too. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!